Hello everyone. Today we will learn about significance of difference between two proportions of large sample. That is z-test. Z-test checks whether the difference between two proportions is statistically significant or simply due to random variation. Decision flow can be divided between two proportions. If sample is large, means n is more than or equal to 30. Use z-test. Purpose is to compare proportions between two independent or unpaired groups. Let's understand with the help of an example. If we compare the proportion of smokers among 200 males versus 300 females, for this we will apply z-test. Next part is if sample is small, means n is less than 30. Use Fisher's exact test. Purpose of this test is to compare proportions between two independent or unpaired groups. Example: compare rash incidence in 12 patients receiving drug A versus 10 patients receiving drug B. Till now we have learned about unpaired groups, but what about the paired sample? For paired sample we use McNemer test. Purpose of this test is to compare paired binary data before versus after. For example, same 50 patients tested for cough before and after using an inhaler. Let's move to the more than two proportions. For this we will use chi-square test. Purpose is to compare proportions among more than two groups. Example: compare ADR or adverse drug reaction rates of 3 different hospitals. Characteristics of z-test. Compares observed difference with expected variability due to sampling. It is a parametric test. Used for binary, categorical, outcomes. Example: success or failure, diseased or healthy, yes or no. Moving further to the calculation parts. Steps of calculation. Step 1. Define hypotheses. Null hypothesis. P1 is equal to P2, no difference. Or alternate hypothesis, P1 is not equal to P2 means difference exists. Step 2. Select significance level. Alpha is equal to 0.05. Critical Z is equal to plus or minus 1.96. Step 3. Calculate pooled proportion, where P is equal to pooled proportion of success. Example: overall proportion of individuals showing improvement. Example: smoking cessation in both groups combined. Failure proportion can be calculated as Q is equals to 1 minus P. Step 4. Calculate standard error with the help of given formula. Step 5. Decision rule. If Z calculated is more than Z critical, 1.1996, reject null hypothesis. If Z calculated less than or equal to Z critical, fail to reject null hypothesis. Step 6. Conclusion. Conclude whether the difference between the two proportions is statistically significant. Applications of Z-test. Compare response rates between treatment and control groups. Compare adverse event rates between two groups. Estimate and compare prevalence between two populations. Next is the limitation part. It is not suitable for small sample sizes. Assumes independent groups. Applicable only to dichotomous or binary variables. Example: yes or no, present or absent, success or failure. Thank you everyone.